And welcome back to redheart.com as well as the Crochet Crowd. I'm your host Mikey, and in today's tutorial we're going to be working with the Team Spirit yarn just like you see. I'm going to be making Team Spirit wristies just like you see right here. Really quite a quick pattern to work on. If you do not have the Team Spirit yarn, you can always substitute making Team Spirit colors by just grabbing your Red Heart Super Saver, because it feels the equivalent of that. So today we're going to be using a 5mm crochet hook today, size H, and we're going to be working on a pattern that can be found on redheart.com. I'm going to put a link in the more information of this video, and as you can see there's not a lot to these when you work your way through it. So let's get started now working on the Team Spirit wristies from Red Heart. So let's get started, and just for the fun of it I'm going to wear my wristie just to see how versatile it's going to be, and we're going to start off with the slip knot. Remember, with crochet there are slower tutorials available on the basics of crochet on redheart.com as well as the Crochet Crowd. So let's get started. We need to make 2 of these gloves, and once you get the first one done, the second one is pretty well a no-brainer because you've already figured out the pattern. So we are going to be doing a chain 24, and then we're going to join it with the slip stitch in the first chain to form a ring, and it says to be careful not to twist the chain. So essentially you have your slip knot on. This never counts as one, so I'm just going to count to 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and I want you to go all the way to 24. We'll meet back up, make sure the line is not twisted up, and then join it to form a ring. I have my 24 now done, and simply I just want to form a ring, so I just have to look at it and make sure that the line is not twisted up, and I just want to bring it to the beginning just like so. So I'm just going to slip in like so and just grab the yarn and pull through and through, so it's a slip knot. So we just want to make sure everything is going to be good just like so. So let's begin the next round. It says row number 1, chain 2, which counts as a half double crochet, and then half double crochet in the next chain and each chain around, and then join with the slip stitch at the top of the chain 2. So let's begin. We're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and simply coming into the very next chain spot we're going to half double crochet. So we're going to wrap, and this is the straggler, so I want you to put that straggler down on top of the line and get it trapped into position underneath. So as soon as you pull it through you'll have 3 loops on your hook. Pull through all 3. So do that again. So we just want to continue to do that all the way around for this revolution. Just simply half double crochet around the chain, and we'll meet back up in a second where we'll slip stitch and move along to the next round. So we're coming all the way back around. We want to make sure that this is not twisted around, so make sure it doesn't have a weird twist on it, and simply we're just going to slip stitch to the top of the beginning chain 2 that you started off with. So we just pull through and through. So let's begin our next round. Here we have, says chain 2 and then FPDC around the next stitch, half double crochet into the next stitch, and repeat from the asterisk. So FPDC is front post double crochet. So let's just begin slowly. So chain 2, 1, 2, and so that would be the equivalent of doing a half double crochet. So now we have the first post that's down in front. We want to do a front post and double crochet. So we're going to wrap first, go in down in between the posts and pop it up on the other side. Grab the yarn and pull through, and then pull through 2 and 2. So that's front post double crochet, and as per the instructions the next one is going to be a half double crochet. So the next one on the row is half double. Okay, the next one, so every other one is going to be this front post, so this post should be left alone, so the next one is right in front of you. So wrap down through, pop up, and double crochet as usual. So the next one's half double just as normal. You should know that this color transitions, while I'm just correcting myself there, is about every 7 lines. So when you're doing it the single crochet on that is about every 7, just to give you an idea if you're wanting to do this kind of idea but not sure how many times you should change the colors. So we're just front post double crocheting, and then we're just half double crocheting every other one. Continue that all the way around. We'll meet back up and begin the next process. Coming back all the way around, your last stitch will be a half double crochet as normal, and then what we need to do is then slip stitch it to the top of the beginning chain 2 where we started. So that begins that round. So we're going to repeat this now, continuing going around. If you look at here, it's going up my sleeve, and that's about a 2-inch mark. So what you have to do is, now that I have one done, I can actually physically count the rows, but if you're starting this from scratch, all you're just going to need to do is continue the same thing. So let's begin chain 2, and so we need to continue the ribs to be working up on the same one, so we don't want the ribs jumping all the way around. So essentially the first one will be this front post double crochet that was down below. We want to put a front double crochet post around that one, and so then this other one that's sunk back down, okay, is basically a half double crochet. So you need to continue to go around this particular glove until you get about 2 inches of the cuff done before you can move on to the next step of the process. So continue that, and when we back up in just 1 second, I'll get you started on one more round, and then I'll leave you to do the cuff on your own. So coming all the way back around, your last stitch again will be the half double crochet that's sunk in behind, and then you just slip stitch it to the top of the beginning chain 2 that you started off with. So continue to do that process, and I want you to do about 2 inches before moving on to the next process. So if this is your first glove, this is basically the template, and all I'm just going to do is just match it to what I've already got going on right here. So continue that, and make sure your cuff is done, and then continue the tutorial from that point. I've just finished the cuff area. I'm now going to slip stitch for my final here, and you can see that this looks quite good, so you know, no big deal. So what we have now is that we're going to move up to the hand area, and it says to chain 1, and I'm going to show you a cheating technique in just a few minutes. I just want to get you by this first. And so you're going to chain 1, and you're going to single crochet all the way around, and it says to join with this slip stitch to the first single crochet. That's where I want you to deviate. So I'm going to deviate a little bit from this pattern, simply on the fact that I'm a person that I do not like slip stitching to be shown. So I don't like it at all. So I prefer to go around and around. So I'm gonna, you can follow the directions if you prefer that method, but I'm gonna show you how to be able to go around and around so you never have any slip stitches that you can see, so your glove's perfect all the way around. So simply just going to single crochet into every stitch around. So no big deal, so just go into every stitch, and you are maintaining a count of 24 stitches if you are following along with the pattern, and essentially you just got to look for the stitches and put them in. So meet me back up in a second, where I will start you on the next round, and then the next part is going to be all the way up until from the bottom all the way to basically the thumb area. So I'm coming all the way back around, and what I want you to do is that I want you not to slip stitch. So as soon as you come all the way back around, just go over top of the stitches that you see there with just a single crochet. And what I need you to do now is that we are going to be growing up now from the cuff. So I've just gone over the center part. So basically we're just going to go around and around and around until we get to the thumb area. So according to the directions, it says that repeat the last round until 7 inches from the beginning. So it's 7 inches from here all the way to here. That is what you are aiming for. So continue to single crochet going in the forever circle. If you prefer to slip stitch, that's up to you. I don't like it so much, so I'm just going to continue to go around and around and around until I get my 7 inches. And if you are doing a specific custom size, you just have to match one cuff to the other in order to make it work for you. So I'll meet you back up where we'll be at the thumb area, and then we'll move along, and we're almost done this tutorial for today. So we're back again, and this is the finished glove, and you can see this is where we slip stitched in the very beginning, and basically it just follows all the way up. So what I've done now is that because I've been wearing this, is that it's a little more stretched than the one that I have been just making. So you just have to be conscientious of that. What I did is then, once I've been doing this, is that I've been counting up the rows, so just like you see, to make sure that basically the other one is just going to be the same. So once I start wearing this, it'll stretch out to match that. So basically you can see that both seam lines are the same, and so you can kind of get a perspective on what you want to do with this particular tutorial. So basically we need to create the thumb opening, and you will see that it has on the instructions chain 1, single crochet around into the last 4 single crochets, chain 4, skip last 4 single crochets. So here is what my deviation to this pattern is at this point. So simply what I want to do is create the thumb. So we're just going to chain 4, so 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I want to skip 4 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, go to the 5th, and I want to just go into the other side just like this. So I'm just going to single crochet it just like this. So here is your new thumb. So I want to continue the directions just like I see it there. So it's gonna say the next round, chain 2, skip first single crochet, half double crochet into each of the next single crochets all the way around. So essentially what I'm gonna do, because I'm deviating already, is that I'm simply gonna come into the next stitch and I'm gonna half double crochet around this entire row. So around actually. So I want you to come back into the point where we're actually at the thumb area once again. So half double crochet all the way around. Okay, so we're coming up to the thumb and I want to make sure I get into the last single crochet before it comes to the thumb. Remember this was chaining of 4 and we skipped over 4. So I want you to half double crochet around that section 4 times. So that it will equal to that. And what I need you to do, so that was 1, 2, that was 3, this is 4, and then come into the stitch on the other side for half single crochet, half double crochet. Then what I want you to do now is just go all the way back around. We're gonna meet back over the hole again. So just again half double crochet. So just keep going around, half double crochet, and we are actually almost done at this particular point. So we're coming up all the way back around. I want you to go right over the thumb hole one last time. Just half double crochet, so just this section. Okay. And what I want you to do, just get right over top of it to the final one. And now I want you to single crochet 2 times. So 1, go into the next one, single crochet. And then this is a deviation to the pattern just so you're following along. And then I want you to slip stitch into the final 2. And this basically, because we've been going all the way around and around, this allows it to bring it back into balance. So let's fasten off at this point. I'm just gonna cut my string. Like you see, I'm gonna just grab the string and pull it through the loop and pull it all the way out. And I'm gonna snug on it real tight. And then I wanna slip in my hook to the last stitch and then wrap the yarn and pull it through. This, and that just really double ties it onto itself. And then what I want to just do is just weave in the ends, and I just want to take my time in doing that in order to really hide in this particular end. So that I have to cut that next, just very quick and easy. But let me try it on right now. It's the first time I've ever trying this one on, and essentially you have everything complete just like so. Voila. And the first time you ever try it on, it's going to be a little stiff, but then once it gets balanced for you, it's going to be amazing. So let's put on the other one. Like you see, and voila, I now have my Give 'em Spirit wristy crochet gloves. Until next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of the CrochetCrowd.com. Join me next time on Red Heart as we explore more free patterns and ideas. Until next time, I'm your host Mikey.